Yeah, hi team. Welcome to day two for QTP session. Today we're gonna see topics such as expert view and keyword view difference, different recording modes, QTP license types, and add-in manager. Fine. So this all topics are very important for any beginner as well as person who is aiming for HP certification. Fine. So let's discuss each points one by one. So first topic for us today is expert view and keyword view difference. Fine. To understand difference, let's take best is example first. Right. So I'm opening now QTP, and today we want to test application Facebook. Fine. So our first step is open Facebook website in Internet Explorer. So we are writing here command systemutil dot run iexplorer.exe comma Facebook URL we are giving. Fine. So this steps does what? Okay, it will open Facebook website in I. Fine. Also let's do one thing. Let's save this script file, save as, and this we are saving in our project folder by giving name test script, let's say 1.2 fb facebook underscore login. Fine. And now click save. So as soon as we click save, this script is get saved in this project folder. Fine. Okay, here we can see that path also of that test script. Fine. Now let's try to run this script and check whether this syntax is correct or not. So click run button, click OK. Fine. So as soon as we click OK, now QTP will start execution. QTP will start execution. Now it will run Internet Explorer and open LinkedIn website in that. Fine. So today we're gonna test this application now. Fine. This application. In that today we are going to test functionality login. Fine. Login. Right. So here first step is open LinkedIn Facebook website. Second step, enter email ID, enter password and click login. Fine. So these are the steps, okay, to test this login functionality. Fine. So let's start record. So we are keeping this way position, so when we record we can see parallel how QTP is creating script. Fine. So now we can start record. So click record button here. Right, this application is web application, so select here web application tab, apply, OK. Fine. So as soon as we click apply, OK, now we are in recording mode. Fine. So now we are here entering valid email ID, password we are entering which is invalid, click login. Fine. And now last, close browser. Fine. So all steps are properly recorded. Let's do one thing, click stop. Right, click stop, maximize QTP window, and as soon as we maximize we can see here QTP is generated some script. Fine. And in day one we have seen meaning of this each and every statement, right, this each and every word also. Fine. So we can put in a comment in this first line we have entered valid email ID. Alright. Next step we have entered invalid password. Fine. After that we have click on login button. So we can write here click on login button. Fine. And last we have close browser, so we can write here close browser tabs. Fine. And now click save. Alright, so now we have saved this script. Alright, now let's understand what is expert view and keyword view difference. Okay, and what is expert view and keyword view. Fine. So this whole portion from this area to this area we call test pan. Okay, this whole area, okay, that we call test pan. Fine. This is like similar our human face. Okay, fine. So QTP have a two kind of view, expert view and keyword view. Like every human have a two eyes, left eye and right eye. Fine. So in this test pen there are two views are there, expert view and keyword view. Fine. So let's understand what is expert view. Fine. Expert view. So in expert view, quick test display each operation perform your application form as a test script, right? Or it's basically VB script statement. Fine. And also our expert view will work as a script editor, okay, which have a editing capability. Fine. And all automation tester 99% predominantly they more work on expert view mode, right? When we do enhancement also, here we can change everything in this script also. We can add it here this in script also. So this part we call expert view, right? Wherein QTP display test script into VB script fashion. Fine. Likewise, same this test script we can see in keyword view into keyword fashion. Fine. Keyword fashion. Alright, so now let's understand what is keyword view. Fine. So keyword view is what? So keyword view is enable you to create and view the step of your test script into keyword driven or module driven. Some people call also it's a table view. Fine. So this keyword view is compromise of table view, right? In which each step separate row in table and each column represent different part of step. And also we can modify even column display based on our requirements. Fine. So in QTP keyword view there are four columns are there: item, operation, value, documentation. Okay, so whole test script divided into currently four columns. Fine. So first column we call item, wherein you can see here all objects are displayed, right? So this is our parent object and this is the child object. Fine. And this also we can modify if you want. Fine. Second column here QTP keyword view displaying operation. So each object what user has done operation that we can see in operation column. Like email field user has set the value, so operation is set. Login button user has click on that button, so operation is click. Fine. Last we have close the browser, so we can see close all tabs. Fine. So any layman or a person who is learning QTP first time or beginner in QTP, they can understand this with a keyword view. Very simple and easy thing. Alright. Third column is value. So here user has set the value or given value in that application, so that we can see in a value column. So here user has given value email ID. Okay. Likewise here user has given value password, so that you can see in a password column. Fine. Fourth column we can see name is documentation. Fine. So each object what user has done action, what was the value. So in documentation column we can see description of that. So if you select this object and go to corresponding column of documentation, so we can see here displaying enter testingking@gmail in email ID edit box. Fine. Likewise if you select any other object, let's say login, so we can see in documentation column it displaying click login button, right? Click login button. If you select last object, so it displaying here a documentation column, meaning or description of that step, close the browser window including any open tabs. So this same thing actually we have done in expert view in a comment for our understanding purpose. Okay, and same thing we can see in documentation column. Fine. So this is very useful for QTP beginner to understand, and whole test script is divided into four columns. How we remember easily? We can remember easily first word of each column: item, operation, value, documentation. So we can remember IOVD, right? So this is very useful for HP certification. Fine. Here also we can run a test script. Here we can run also test script. Fine. So let's save this script and let's try to run and see how it works. Alright, so now we have started execution, okay, from keyword view this time. So now it's running exact same like expert view. There is no difference. Fine. So it exact same like any human eyes. It work as the same. Left and right eye, it work as the same, but only difference in a view. Likewise, keyword view and expert view will work exact same. Okay, exact same. There is no difference. Okay, there is no difference. Fine. So there is difference only in a view. Okay, only in view, but functionality wise, expert view and keyword view both are same. Fine, both are same. Alright, so this is a key difference between expert view and keyword view. Fine. Also, one more thing we want to add here. First 3 column we can modify, okay, but documentation column we cannot modify, right? So here if you want to change the value, we can change value, right? So here we are changing value, let's say yahoo.com. So we have changed the value something. Fine. As soon as we change value and click outside, okay, in documentation column we can see it displaying that details. Fine. So first 3 column we can add it, okay, last documentation column we can't add it. Fine. So now we have changed the value of email ID object. So same, now go to expert view. Here we can also see the same value. Okay. So whatever changes we do in expert view, also it will reflect in a keyword view. Also if we do some changes or we modify something in a keyword view, it also display in a expert view. Right, so there is only difference in a view, right? Otherwise functionality wise both is same. Fine. So this is the difference between keyword view and expert view, but mostly automation tester they work on expert view, correct? Expert view, because there is a VB script part is there. Fine. So this is expert view and keyword view difference. All right, now let's move to next important topic, different recording modes. So this is very common interview questions and also very useful for HPA certification. Alright, so there are 3 major recording modes are there in QTP: normal mode, analog mode and low level mode. Fine. So first recording mode we call normal mode, and this is the default and more commonly used recording mode in a QTP, and most of people, okay, they prefer normal recording mode while working. Fine. Even this current test script we have preferred mode, it was recording normal mode or default mode. Fine. But some situations wherein tester have to use and perform recording by using analog mode or low level recording mode. Fine. So let's take example where we use analog recording mode and low level recording mode. Fine. So what is analog recording mode? So this mode enable tester to record the exact mouse and keyboard operation you perform in relation to either the screen or application window. So in this recording mode, QTP record and also track every movement of mouse as tester drag mouse around the screen or window. This mode is useful when tester want to record mouse movement, especially for some applications such as signature, AutoCAD CAM application, or maybe we want to do some drawing. So that time we want mouse movement. Correct? Okay, so that time we prefer special recording mode of QTP called analog recording mode, because that time normal recording mode won't help. Fine. So how we can use, let's take example of that. Right? So now we are taking new test script, and now we are taking example of MS Paint application. Okay, MS Paint, wherein we can do drawing. So now we want to test MS Paint application. So first step is obviously open MS Paint application, right? So now we know the command how to open any application. So write systemutil.run space double quote, write MS Paint Okay, and let's try to run this. Sorry, there is spell mistake here. Let me correct. Fine. So we want to test MS Paint application. So right here mspaint.exe, mspaint.exe, and now let's try to run and see whether this syntax is correct. Fine. Let's click run, click OK. Fine. So as soon as we click OK, now we can see here MS Paint application is open now. Fine. So needless to say, we know in this application we can do some drawing, right? Okay, we can do some drawing using mouse. Fine. So we want to test this application now. Let's try to record. Fine. So keep half of a screen QTP and half of a screen MS Paint application. Click record, but this time select window application because MS Paint is window based application. Apply, okay, and now I'm writing some name here. Fine. Okay, and now click stop. Fine. But as soon as we click stop, okay, so we can see here there is no script is generated by normal recording mode. So our normal recording mode is not identifying this drag and drop or what a drawing or signature we have done on this MS Paint. Fine. So for this reason, here we have to use a special recording mode, and for that reason we have to use analog recording mode. Fine, analog recording mode. Fine. So let's take new image, right? Start record. As soon as we click start record, currently we are in normal recording mode, right? So now we have to switch from normal recording mode to analog recording mode. Fine. So how we can switch? So go to menu, go to automation, and here we can see analog recording mode. Fine. What is shortcut of analog recording mode? Shift Alt F3. Shift Alt F3. Fine. So this is the shortcut of analog recording mode. So click now analog recording mode, click OK. Fine. So as soon as we click OK, it will display here one window, analog recording setting. Select whether to record mouse operation relative to specified window or relative to screen. So we have a two option, record relative to screen or record relative to following window. Fine. So now we are keeping this option record relative to screen and click start analog record. Fine. And now let's try to do some signature or write something on MS Paint. Fine. And now let's try to close this also, and now click stop. So as soon as we click stop, now this time we can see here we have created some statement desktop.run analog track 1. Fine. So here we have used run analog mode, right? Run analog mode, and everything drag and drop whatever action we have done, it gets stored into this track 1. Fine. Current application was desktop, hence it displaying desktop. Alright. So we can go to automation and select analog recording mode. So we can switch from normal to analog recording mode. Fine. By default, analog recording mode is always disabled in QTP test script. Okay, we have to start record and we have to switch from normal to analog recording. Fine. Now let's try to run this script, okay, and check how it's working. Alright, so now we are using here wait 5, which is one synchronization point. And now let's try to run this script, right? So before that, let me save this script by giving name analog recording mode. Fine. And now click save. Alright, so this script is get saved, and now we can start run. Fine. And now click OK. Alright, so now QTP will wait for 5 seconds, and then it will move to next line. It will open MS Paint application. Again it will wait for 5 seconds, and now it will start exact same action which we have performed manually. Correct? Okay, so this is the advantage of our analog recording mode. So when we want to use special mouse movement, okay, so that time we have to use analog recording mode. Fine, analog recording mode. Alright, but when we use analog recording mode, we have to make sure while execution just keep exact same position where we have started recording previously. Okay, because QTP will just do action, okay, on this coordinate X and Y coordinate of a screen, right? If we move the screen of an application, QTP will not understand that these applications move from one location to other location. Fine, and will not get desired result. So just make sure when we do recording and we have kept that position, so always keep same position while even execution. Fine. Okay, so this is the advantage of our analog recording mode when we want to do some action, okay, let's say drawing or some signature, so that time we use analog recording mode. Fine, analog recording mode. Alright, let's take one more example also and see for that how it works. Alright, so I'm just keeping this in a comment currently. So how to comment multiple lines, select all, Control M. Alright, so now we are testing Google Map application. Fine. So we know using Google Map we can see the map of enter any keyword. Alright, so now here we have entered keyword, let's say Toronto, Canada. Fine. Okay, so this was our keyword, and now right side we can see the map. Okay, map. Fine. And now we can use this person and keep it here, let's say. So now it will display that area one image. Fine, image. So this is also different kind of requirement. Okay, this is also different kind of requirement, right? So for that we have to use analog recording mode. This time we can't use normal recording mode because this it won't work on normal recording mode. Fine. So now what we are going to do, we are going to record this thing into QTP. Fine. So now start record. Okay, start record, enter keyword. Okay, click search. Fine. Alright, and now we want to move this person, okay, on this icon. Fine. So now we can switch from normal recording mode to analog recording mode. So currently we are in normal recording mode, right, which is default recording mode. So now go to automation and select analog recording mode. Fine. And now instruct QTP that I want to start analog recording mode. So click analog record. So now we are in analog recording mode. Fine. So now we have switched from normal to analog recording mode. Fine. Normal to analog recording mode. And now we are currently testing web application. Alright, web application. Fine. So now we can switch normal to analog recording mode, and we can perform that action, okay, which we want, right? Done. And now click stop. So as soon as we click stop, here we can see displaying a desktop.runAnalog, right? Desktop.runAnalog. Fine. So whatever action we have done here, okay, it get recorded, it gets stored in this track, right, using analog recording. Fine. So in this kind of situation we use run analog mode, right? Run analog mode. Fine. So this is our run analog mode. Alright. Now let's move to next type of recording mode, which we call low level recording mode. Fine. Low level recording mode. So what is low level recording mode? So it used for recording exact coordinate of an operation on object important for your test script, right? You may require this to click some exact coordinate window or application object. Fine. Means what? Some application we want exact coordinate, exact mouse coordinate, fine, or coordinate of a screen, coordinate of that object we want. So that time we prefer low level recording mode. Fine. Low level recording mode. Alright. So now let's try to record one application using low level recording mode. Fine. Low level recording mode. Alright. So let's take one application. Fine. So why we use analog recording mode and low level recording mode here? Because our normal recording mode is not supporting for that situation. So we have to switch from our normal recording to special recording mode, analog or maybe low level recording mode. Fine. So for low level recording mode we are taking some other example. So now this we are keeping in a comment. Fine. So now we are testing one application, okay, eCalc scientific calculator. Fine. So this is one kind of calculator wherein we can do calculation. Fine. So if we start normal recording mode, our QTP don't understand that object, right? It don't recognize that object. Fine. So here we require different kind of recording mode, right? And which is nothing but low level recording mode. Okay, low level recording mode. Fine. So now we'll do one thing. We'll start recording. Okay, we'll start recording, and now we'll do action, okay, or click or operation on first 0. Fine. So here we can see 0. Alright, 1. Fine. But here you can see our normal recording mode, it's not identifying this object or operation which we have done. So now what we have to do, go to automation and select low level recording mode. Fine. So now currently we are in low level recording mode. Fine. Low level recording mode. Fine. So now click, let's say 0, 1, 2, 3. So whatever we do action on this application, our QTP will generate some script. And now we are in low level recording mode. So how we can say we are in low level recording mode? So it displaying here low level, correct? Low level means we are in low level recording mode. Fine. And now let's click stop and make it full screen. Fine. So now our QTP is identify exact coordinate of that application, right? So this is that object coordinate, not screen coordinate, right? This is that object coordinate, not that screen coordinate. Fine. So now when we try to run this on that application, okay, it exactly do the same thing, right? So this is that object coordinate, it's properly identifying. Fine. So now we'll do one thing, we'll try to run this script again and check is it same way it's working which we have done manually, right? So now click save and start execution. So click run button or F5. Fine. So we can see here QTP has done exact same execution on this application. Fine. Application. Alright. So why we have used here low level recording mode? So because we want here exact coordinate of that object. Fine. And our normal recording mode is not supporting, okay, to identify that object properly. Hence we have used special recording mode which was low level recording mode. Correct? Low level recording mode. Fine. So these are the recording modes, right? Recording modes. Low level recording modes, analog recording mode, and normal recording mode. So based on situation, we prefer different recording modes. Fine. So let's move from this point to next point, which is our important point, QTP license types. Okay, QTP license types. So in QTP, there are two kind of license types are there: seat license, concurrent license. Okay, seat license and concurrent license. Fine. Okay, so what is seat license first of all? So seat license means here, seat license refer to assigning QTP to one machine. If any user, any company will take 5 seat license, QTP will install only 5 computers, and it can be only used for 5 computers. Fine. So that we call seat license. Seat license for only one user ideally. Fine. Second license type we call concurrent or floating license. So concurrent license allow to be shared between different machines at any given point of time. So if any company will take 5 concurrent license, QTP could install any number of computer, but only 5 user could do login and use QTP at a time. Correct? But license server will be installed to be monitor number of user who is logged in that automation tool or using that automation tool. Fine. So if you take example, let's say if our organization want to use concurrent license, okay, there are 4 automation testers are there. There are 4 automation testers are there, right? So automation tool going to use by 4 team members. Okay, so there are 2 team members from India and 2 is from US. So it's better and logical we go with a concurrent license, right? Concurrent license. And what we can do, we can use time zone effectively than having 4 seat license. Correct? So cost of one license is lower than cost of concurrent license actually. Correct? So all MNC company they prefer concurrent license. Correct? Concurrent license. Fine? Because they have a big projects, they have various projects wherein they need many automation tester, hence they prefer concurrent license. Fine. Also QTP provide initially demo license. Correct? So QTP provide demo or we call trial version software for 30 days for evaluation, right? So user can download this from HP website. Okay, after download they can evaluate that software, and even demo license have a exact same feature like seat or concurrent license. Fine. So if you want to buy that, so we can go for seat and concurrent license, right? And demo license we will get exact same feature, everything same, except it will only work for 30 days. Correct? So a lot of people they download QTP from internet and they evaluate that tool and then they take a call whether we should go for buying that QTP license or not. Fine. So there are 3 licenses in QTP: seat, concurrent and demo license. Fine. 3 license types. Let's move to next point we call add-in manager. Correct? Add-in manager. So what is add-in manager? Alright. So now let's understand what is add-in manager. Fine. So to test any application developed in various environment, we must ensure that relevant QTP add-in is installed and also loaded in our machine. It's our computer also. So QTP support that technology and identify that object during recording based on install add-ins. Fine. So currently there are 2 type of add-ins are there in QTP, right? Default add-ins and extra or we call license add-ins. Fine. So when we install any kind of license type, whether it's a demo, seat or concurrent, we have a 3 default add-ins: ActiveX, VB and Web. That means our QTP support any application which is web any application which is developed on VB.NET or which is window based application also, because of default add-ins. Right? So that we want to see. So open QTP, right? So as soon as we open QTP, it display here add-in manager. Inside that you can see that 3 add-ins. Currently it's not displaying. Fine. Also you can go to file, setting, you can go to properties, you can see here associate add-ins. Okay, associate add-ins. So it display here ActiveX, Visual Basic and Web. Correct? So these are the default add-ins. Fine. So if you want to test any application which is developed on window based, web based, QTP support and identify that object. Okay, because of default add-ins. Correct? Likewise, there is another add-in type which we call extra add-ins, or license is required to buy that add-ins. Okay, so extra add-ins are such as Java, .NET, SAP, Oracle, Siebel, PeopleSoft, Delphi, Power Builder, Terminal Emulator, mainframe application also QTP support. Means what? If our application is developed on SAP technology, Oracle technology, right, or maybe mainframe, fine, then we have to buy extra add-ins, extra license from HP QTP. Then only our QTP will recognize that technology and also its object also. Fine. Okay, so that time when we start record, maybe, so that time it will display here one new tabs. Currently, because of default add-ins, QTP displaying web and window 2 tabs. But if you buy, let's say, Java add-ins, so it will display here Java tab. If you buy SAP add-ins, so it will display here one more tab, SAP. Correct? So this we call add-ins in QTP. Fine, add-ins in QTP. Alright, so this is one kind of thing which is there in our QTP. It's always different from different automation tools. Correct? Different automation tools. Alright. Next point is our transaction. So what is transaction in QTP? So here QTP measure or calculate basically QTP calculate or measure execution time of a test script and display result in a test result window. Fine. And always this time will be in a second, right? This time will be in a second. Fine. So let's take one example to understand what is transaction. Alright, what is transaction? Alright, so let's test application calculator, and calculator we want to test functionality today, addition. Okay, addition. Alright, so first step is open calculator. So for that command system util dot run calc dot exe. So with using this step we can open calculator. Okay, calculator. Fine. So now let's do one thing. Let's run this script and check whether it's correct. Alright. Before that, let's save this script. Okay. So this is your calculator addition script. Click save. Fine. And run. So as soon as we click run, so now we can see QTP is open calculator. Right. And now we want to test addition functionality. So let's start record. Fine, record. Fine. But now we want to check how much QTP is taking time for that particular one transaction. Okay, particular one transaction. So what we are going to do, first we are going to insert here start transaction. It's similar like timer. Fine, timer. So now click record, select window application, click OK, go to menu, go to insert start transaction. Fine, start transaction, and now here we can give any logical name of transaction, let's say timer. Okay, calculator timer. Now click OK. Alright, and now we can perform action, let's say 5 plus 4 equal to, and last close calculator. Fine. So now we have to end this transaction, so go to insert end transaction, right, keep same name and OK, right. So all steps are recorded properly, click stop and maximize QTP window. Fine. So here we can see QTP has generated some script, right. Okay, and now line number 3 and line number 10, here we have used transaction. Okay, here we use transaction, right. So we can see service dot start transaction calculator timer, means what is this step meaning. So here we have started transaction, okay, and last we have close calculator, so that time we have ended that transaction. Alright, and now we want to see how much QTP is taking time to execute this script. Fine, execute this script. So just intentionally what we are doing, after each line we are keeping here wait 5. Okay, wait 5. So now our QTP will wait for 5 seconds after each line. So this is our synchronization point. Fine. So now let's try to do this way first, execution, and let's see the result, right. So now start, run, click OK. So now each and every statement we can see QTP will wait for 5 seconds, 5 seconds, and now parallelly we can see each statement, okay, what is happening on application. Correct. We can properly observe and learn also. Now cursor at equal to, and now last QTP will close calculator. Fine. So execution is done, but now we are very keen to see the result, right. We are very keen to see the result. Fine. So here QTP has successfully done execution, but now we want to see the result, right, result. So how much time QTP is taken, so that we want to check. Fine. But here obviously time is more, because just deliberately we have entered here after each line 5 seconds. Correct. So how to check the result? So go to menu, automation, result. Okay, or we can click here shortcut also. Fine. Now let's go to view, expand all. So now we can see here each step result, right. So first step was open calculator, second step was start transaction, and this was date and time, right. Next is this step, date and time. So we can see each step, date and time. So this step we have started transaction, and last step we have ended this transaction. So now we can see here last step, displaying detailed transaction calculator timer ended with past status, total duration is 26 seconds. Okay, 26 seconds, right. So how come this total duration displaying 26 seconds? Because end transaction minus start transaction, okay, displaying total duration. So total duration equal to end transaction this minus start transaction. Fine. So currently it is displaying 26 seconds. Fine. So now we'll do one thing. Here we'll close this result window, and now we'll comment this each statement wherein we have used synchronization point. Fine. So now we'll comment that, right. So now I'm using here replace. Okay, so what we can do, we can find, okay, and replace. Alright, and now click save this script, save this script, And now let's try to run one more time and let's see the time after execution. Okay, so let's do one thing. This line is not commented. Let's comment. Alright, so now let's try to run one more time and let's see how it works. Okay, so now it's running very fast. Execution is done. Okay, execution is done. Fine, but now this time we can see here execution time is very less. Correct, very less. Fine, so we have to use synchronization point on that particular line where it's necessary. Okay, not each and every line, because it will make our script execution slow. Correct, script execution slow, right? And transaction time always QTP display in a second. Fine, so now we want to see the time, so go to automation, result. Correct, let's maximize this window, go to view, expand all, and now here we can observe each step result. So this step we have started transaction, right? This was the date and time, and last step we have ended the transaction. This was the date and time. So now we can see here QTP is taken only 1.6 second, okay, to execute this script. 1.6 second, right? So here it will save a lot of time, right? If you use QTP, it will save a lot of time. Fine, so this is your transactions, right? Transaction. So here transaction will help to check, okay, any test script execution time. Fine, so before test script we can put start transaction, end of test script we can put end transaction and give proper name, right? And in result window we can see the time which QTP is taken for execution. Alright, so this is the transaction. Alright, so if you have any question, please feel free to mail that question or any query. Just send a mail to me. Correct, so we'll stop here with this today. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.